Wednesday, September 8th, 2021. The time is 6:02 p.m. Our next meeting will take place next Monday night, September 13th at 6 p.m. and it will be on Zoom. It will be using remote access. Originally, we were scheduled to be in room 105, I believe, but Urban Media Arts has to leave our meeting at 7 to film the planning board. So we thought it would just be more convenient and technologically advantageous to stay with this format. So again, next Monday, September 13th, 6 p.m. here on Zoom. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, suspending certain provisions of the Open Media Law, Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 18, this meeting of the Malden School Committee will be conducted via remote participation. All effort will be made to permit public attendance of this meeting via remote access by internet, telephone, and via public broadcast of the meeting by Urban Media Arts, formerly known as MATV, on public access television channels. Public access will also be provided by posting draft minutes and/or a transcript, recording, or record of the meeting on the City of Malden website at cityofmalden.org as soon as practicable after the meeting. This evening's agenda is as follows. As always, we will first pledge allegiance to our flag. We'll then have a moment of silence for all those who have served our country. We will then have a special moment of silence led by our school superintendent on the tragic passing of one of our students. We will then take the roll call to ensure we have a quorum sufficient to meet this evening. And then we'll get into this evening's agenda, which consists of two items, acceptable use policy and Chromebook loaner agreement. We will then move adjournment. So if there are no questions, I'd ask everyone to please rise and salute our flag. I pledge allegiance
to the
to
flag
the flag
of the United States of America,
and to the republic
which stands
one nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible, with liberty and
liberty,
justice for all.
justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence in honor of all those who have fought for our country and continue to do so today. Thank you. We are now going to have our superintendent lead us in a special moment of silence, and I will now go to her for that.
Thank you, school committee members and families and caregivers. As we begin this meeting, let us pause for a moment of silence to reflect on the loss of a beautiful life of one of our high school students who passed away on the weekend. Our prayers are with the family and at the same time with the students, faculty, and staff of the Malden High School and the Linden STEAM Academy. Join me in that moment of silence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's have our clerk call the roll.
Mayor Christensen,
Here.
Mr. Drummy,
Here.
Mr. Froyo,
Yeah.
Mr. Gray,
Here.
Mr. Iavino,
Here.
Ms. Luong,
Here.
Mr. McCarthy,
here,
Ms. Pedafora,
Here.
Mr. Valdi,
here,
Superintendent Noriega Murphy.
Here.
All right, so we do have a quorum sufficient to allow us to meet this evening. We'll now get to the next order of business, which is acceptable use policy, Chromebook loaner agreement. So we will hear from the policy subcommittee. Mr. Weldon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the policy subcommittee met last week, took under advisement the referral that the full committee made at our last meeting. We were joined by Assistant Superintendent Doherty and Superintendent Noriega. and we were able to hash out two separate pieces of information that you have in front of you today. One is the acceptable use policy. That's the first thing we're looking for a vote on, and we actually decided as a policy committee that there would be no changes to the acceptable use policy, but we are looking to update the date of adoption from January 7th, 2013 to today, September 8th, 2021. The other piece that's in front of you is the Malden Public Schools Student Mobile Technology Duties and Obligations sheet. We really want to thank both the superintendent and the assistant superintendent for engaging with us in dialogue and understanding the background of the process. And the key revisions from this document, from the original document to what you see in front of you, is that the price, the equipment price has been removed. And we know the superintendent pointed out to us that the acceptable use policy actually has some language in there about restitution, cost of damages, etc. So the first thing we did was take out the language about the equipment piece, the two price tags that are attached to it. And then at the bottom, under the return paragraph, eliminated the sentence about needing to hold the kid for not paying that restitution or for returning the device. So you have the revised copy of that in front of you as well. So we reported both favorably unanimously out of policy committee, and we're looking for adoption by the full school committee tonight.
Okay, Mr. Walde, we'll take those separately, correct?
Yes, please.
All right. So on the first matter, Mr. Iavino.
I was waiting for you to read it, sir. I'm ready to make a motion to adopt the first item of business that Mr. Weldy recorded that was reported out favorably from the policy subcommittee.
All right, Mr. Iavino's motion. Is there a second by Mr. McCarthy? So now it's up properly before us. Any questions, queries, qualms, concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? The ayes have it. That carries unanimously. Now on the second matter. We'll entertain any motions.
Motion,
Motion by Ms. Spatafora, seconded by Mr. McCarthy. Questions on that proposed policy? Everybody's had a chance to read it over. Let's go to Ms. Spatafora.
thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't have any questions because I sat on this committee, but I just wanted to thank Assistant Superintendent Doherty and Superintendent Noriega on working through the verbiage of this. I think it was really imperative that there was just one particular sentence that I wasn't too keen on, and that was in regards to withholding transcripts and diplomas. And Superintendent Noriega is more than willing, and it actually brought this forth before I even brought it up, about students being able to do some sort of community service, because we definitely don't want to hold those students financially liable when they may not have the means to replace. So I really appreciate the district working with students to make sure that if there are issues with Chromebooks, that we're working with them and with families to ensure that we're not, holding back a diploma at the end of, their high school career over a Chromebook. So I just wanted to express my appreciation for their hard work and diligence in this.
All right, very good. Anybody else? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The ayes have it. That carries unanimously. We'll now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion to adjourn.
By Ms. Spatafora, seconded by Mr. Iavino. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? The ayes have it. School committee is hereby adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Aye.
Again,
Aye.
thank you.
Have a good night.
Have a good evening.